What's going on, guys? TKD123 back with our album review, and this week, I had a little difficulty, picking out which album I want to review this week. As you guys all know, I like to review my albums in a week, a bit of just me having the album, listen to it, and then at the end of the week, on Sundays, I've uploaded the review and everything, and my thoughts and the overall impressions of the project. And this week, I had a little bit of an issue because, we are stuck between, now basically, and when Drake is dropping More Life, and you guys know I'm jumping on More Life as soon as possible, and there's just so much what to review right now, in terms of waiting for More Life. And we got the album from Future this week as well. And that came out today as of Friday of this recording, so obviously I can't record that review because it just came out today. And so I decided during the beginning of the week, I said, let me just take a little break from rap and hip-hop, what I'm saying, and then let's go into a classic R&B artist album, and that's what we got here today, folks. We are going to be reviewing John Legend's Darkness and Light. Now, this album came out at the end of last year. It's kind of a late album to drop, and it is by John Legend, of course, one of the most historical R&B artists here that we have in the industry currently. And it is cool to see him still working, and he and have him still in the industry doing things, stuff like that. And he dropped his album last year. I was gonna jump on it, but then I think some other stuff got in the way. So here's me being late as usual to an album, and here we go. Starting off, of course, with the logistics of the album. It is 12 songs. It runs about 46 minutes long, and so this definitely does feel a lot like an EP. It feels like a medium-sized EP, not too long, not too small, whatever, but it feels a lot like a very short project, and you will get through this really quick. I found myself working on homework, working on stuff for school, and having this album playing in the background on my headphones ever, or just back out here here on my speakers, and just completely losing track of time, because this album would just loop and loop and loop, and you don't really even realize that, oh, okay, I've listened to the same exact song 3 times, not because it's back to back or on the repeat of that one song. It's that the whole album went through, and you are just on your third turn. That happened a lot in this album, and that maybe has something to say about its overall feel and maybe attention to the album. You could say that definitely, but let's get into the more grittiness of the album. I will say that I don't know what it is about this album's instrumentals. I don't know exactly why I'm describing it this way in a way, but to me, the first thing that pops in my head about these instrumentals in the album is that they're very organic, they're very natural. I don't know why. I just feel like a lot of the instrumentals are very simple, and they sound good and catchy, but they're not complex. They're not anything insane, anything crazy like that. It's just a simple beat, and then maybe a melody from from an instrument or a piano or a guitar. It's very much simple instrumentals that really complement John Legend's sounds, of him being so vocally strong in that manner. I like how the instrumentals don't overtake that, and they let the vocals shine while still providing a little something in the instrumentals. Nothing too crazy, but it's good in its basic manner. And speaking in terms of features, they are very much in the bulk, in the very front end of the album. They're not really apparent at all really in the end of the album. But towards the beginning, we got Chance the Rapper. I mean, come on, Chance, okay, cool, that's a great grab for a feature. And then we got somebody that I absolutely adore and love in R&B, and that is Miguel. Miguel has been kind of quiet these past few years. He hasn't done anything crazy other than Wild Heart back in 2015. So he's pretty much actually speaking right now, Wild Heart's a little bit more of an album that he released here pretty soon, but that was in 2015 at that. And so what I'm saying, he's been kind of quiet in 2016, hasn't done anything crazy, hasn't done anything too insane, and it's glad to hear him back, and I hope he is here making music again. And I would love a Miguel album at this point, and just hearing him on this album really does reinvigorate my wanting for another Miguel album. So hopefully we're gonna get that pretty soon. I like him a lot as an artist, and I feel like overall the features here on this are small, but pretty strong. I feel like they're very limited. There's not a lot of features in here, which is neither here or there, it's just whatever. And I generally liked all the features. And then we go on to, I guess, I don't know how I feel. This album has me very, very conflicted, right? And I've listened to this a ton of times, a lot of times actually this week. I listened to a ton this week of John Legend, and the biggest takeaway I have, I guess, with it is that where I feel like the album shines is also where it kind of falls in its pits in a lot of ways, right? And mainly what I'm kind of just kind of trying to hone in here is the simplicity of the album. Is its simplistic form maybe is also its downfall along with its benefit in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? I found myself a lot of times just kind of not paying attention to the album. You know what I'm saying? Like, the album didn't grab me. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I was bored, because whenever I focused on the album, like whenever I wasn't doing anything that was involving homework, whatever, or studying, and I was just just in the car driving, whatever, listening to the actual lyrics, listening to the beat, listening to how it flows in, there are a lot of songs that are very, very good, like Penthouse Floor, Overload, and arguably my favorite track, Temporary Painless. That's my favorite track, I believe, of the entire thing, 100%. And I also like the last song too, but I'm gonna talk about the last song here in a little bit, further on the review. But I think the biggest issue I have with this thing is that it's just too, I don't know, it's just too mundane, and it's I don't want to say that because it's John Legend, he's a legend. I don't want to take away from John Legend. Overall he's a very, very good artist. I love his sound, his the way he does his voice and everything. It's great, but it is something about this album that just doesn't really grab me, or doesn't really just shine above anything of the other R&B and soul albums that are coming out as of now. And probably I feel like one of the biggest highlights of this entire album is the last track, March in the Dark, right? And the reason why is just the overall dichotomy you see with this song, right? You see, you read the title and you assume it's going to be this slow descent into the conclusion of the album being very mundane, being very dark, very gritty. You assume with the title March in the Dark, but then when you listen to it, it's very much of an upbeat type of feel to it, and it's very much a very interesting thing that we have here in this album, is that we have such a dichotomy. Even with the title, we have light and darkness. Like, that's such a yin yang, what I'm saying? And that is very much apparent here, that yin yang element is very prominent in the last track, and I definitely do like that track as well. But like I said before, my favorite is definitely Temporary Painless. I love I love that track. I don't know, it's just a simple song, what I'm saying? And this word simple is very much a way to describe the entire album. It's very much of a simplistic, relaxing, something that you can play in the background, something that you can just chill with, and it's not anything that is gonna break down walls or completely redefine and redraw the lines of R&B and soul. But that's also its benefit, and it's very much a weird thing here. I have very, very weird thoughts about this album. I have very, very weird thoughts about this entire thing, right? It's that it's so like you like it, but then you don't really like it that much. It's very, very weird. Like, this feels like if we had somebody in the modern day create elevator music, like create the best elevator music. And that's basically what it is. Elevator music you don't really pay attention to. It's just in the background chilling. But when you listen to it, when you actually take a second and pause to actually listen to it, it sounds good. It's a most in terms of there's probably a bad example, but you guys get kind of where I'm going here, right? It's that it's something that you don't really pay attention to, but then when you do pay attention to, it's actually pretty good. It's not the worst thing in the world. And even when you don't pay any mind to it and don't pay any attention to it, it is still good within the terms of how you're listening to it. And so overall, I feel like this is it's good. I'll say it's good. I won't say it's great. I'll say it's good. And very much my wishy-washy just comes from its simplistic manner overall around the album. And a lot of people like to say that, oh, this album was mediocre, that it was not trying to be on the same pedestal as anything else coming out right now. I won't go in terms of that. I won't say that it's mediocre. I would never say that. But I'll say that it's just your everyday R&B soul album. It's not trying to do anything crazy. It's not trying to break the limits. It's not trying to redefine the genre or redraw lines. It is just a simple R&B album by John Legend. And that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. Also, make sure to check out John Legend's Darkness and Light album. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and I would recommend the stream. I would just recommend the stream personally. If you like it, buy it, of course. I am, very much support the purchasing of music. But if you are subscribed to Spotify or use iTunes, Apple Music, go ahead and do that. Stream it, see if you like it. If you don't, oh well, you're welcome. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I got you.